explain it, but I feel like if I ever quit, it would just like, I would disappoint people and myself, because I don't even know how to explain it, how I put into words how I felt leaving. Like all the delays and my cancellations of flights, I was like, I don't even care because of how I felt all week. I was like, whatever, I'll get home when I get home.
I love that so much.
Me too.
It fills my cup hearing you say that, because it's like you found the value in meeting all your brothers and sisters there.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, it really, it's definitely indescribable. And it's like I tell a lot of my team, this was the first year I've had a frontline member go, and hopefully she'll be able to pop on. Kat was talking that she was planning on coming, so hopefully she'll be here and tell you her experience. But I tell them, we go to SFR, or we go to World Tour, and it's like, imagine if you've been to World Tour, that times like a million, like on steroids, that's SFR, because like there's so many more people and everyone's excited, and pretty much everybody is super cool and willing to make space at the table for you and share ideas and, just get down and dirty and like talk business. Like you never feel more inspired than when you're, than when you're with these group of people who are doing the same thing and are like-minded, and everyone who's there and can be there or is there on live all wants to improve. We all want to grow. We all want to learn. We're there to be little freaking sponges that just like soak everything up. And so after 3 years of like not being there, I've maybe cried once or twice at other reunions, mostly during Heidi's talks, because Heidi just like kicks you in the feels and makes you emotional. I cried so many times this year. And I think it was just because it was so overwhelming with all the people, and not being together, and everyone was feeling super emotional and super like, yeah, it was like being on steroids. It was crazy. So I was ready to come home because it was super people-y. Plus I wanted to I had all these ideas that I want to kick into high gear, but I needed it so badly. So I'm really glad that they did it in person this year again. And I'm super excited for Charlotte. It's going to be awesome.
I want to go to Charlotte.
How far of a drive is that?
13 hours.
Oh, we could drive that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like 15 hours and 45 minutes from me.
We could totally drive that.
Yeah.
I got a new 7-seater. We can put everybody in.
So Haley, you said what like breakouts did you go to, or if you had a favorite breakout, do you want to share like who it was and like some of your favorite takeaways? Not to put you on the spot. If you don't have one, that's fine. But
can I be honest? They didn't stick with me. I'm one of those people who I can't sit and listen to someone talk. My brain just turns into mush. Like I said, it was sitting with people at like lunch and stuff, and I was like learning about what are better times to post, and I never even thought about posting in the evening. I usually thought, oh, people don't care, but people are like, no, that's when they're sitting around doing nothing, scrolling. And because I'm usually a middle of the day poster, and so like it was just, to be honest, the breakouts weren't for me. That's just because my learning style.
mm-hmm.
It's the little conversations with people more that did it for me. And awesome. I found that I don't post just my life on Facebook. And I found ever since I learned from someone who does that, I've been getting more feedback on everything I post. So like I need to switch from just posting Scentsy to everything. So your customers and your people feel just more connected and close to you, and not just like customers.
Absolutely. So you're not being salesy. You're more just like sharing your life, sharing how, and it's not, if you do, that's the same, we've talked about that too, that if you share just all Scentsy, people are going to tune you out and, they're not going to want to follow you anymore. But if you share like, I loved Brandy's post like a couple weeks back where Holden had like totally torn apart her pantry because he climbs on the freaking,
Yeah, that
on
was
the
good.
shelves. So seeing stuff like that, because everyone has lives like that, you know, no one's life is perfect. People's lives are messy. And
Yeah.
so, you know, they want to see the mess, you know, they don't want to
Well,
see
they want the
what's going on.
real, like they want the real deal. And if your real deal is raw and stupid stuff happens, and that's the way your life is. And like, I remember I watched a video, I don't know if it was Heidi or Orville, but they were saying that when you're posting on social media, 80% of your posts on your social media accounts should always be about your life. 20% should be about business. And then, you know, keep your Facebook stories, like the stories and the Instagram stories that people can kind of flip through. That's where you should really too focus on posting your stuff. Like, that's where I get a lot of my sales. Like, people will see a post that I have through there and they're like, oh, when are you getting stitched? Like, but they're also people that are not in my VIP group. So they would have never have seen me if I just posted in my VIP, but posting on my stories, they're seeing it. But I hear you, Haley, when you're saying, like, you know, you're sitting down and your brain just shuts down. Like, everybody has their own different learning styles, and you took home a lot of stuff learning from other people rather than people talking at you, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But that's just me. Like, not to say someone else in here wouldn't enjoy it. It's just the person I am.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think too, when I support small business with different people, and even though I don't like know them in person, when I have them on Facebook and I see they have little kids, one, I feel good supporting them because I know they have a family. So it's like, even though I might not personally knew that, it's like you feel that connection, like you are friends because you see their life and you see they have kids and stuff. And then I think, oh, I'm so glad I ordered, you know, Tupperware from her because she's got little kids. She's looking, you know what I mean? So I think absolutely building that connection. And that's what I struggle with my customers that are like far away, is emailing them. And then anytime they email me back, I try to be like, hey, how have you been? Like, how are things, to try to get a conversation going, because you want to build rapport with these people, especially ones that shop with me all the time, but I don't really ever get to talk to them. So yeah, I think definitely putting family stuff is, like, I always put pictures of my animals and everything, and I don't know, stuff with my kids. I try to, just because I think you're right. You're trying to always build that relationship so that they feel more obligated to them, be like, oh yeah, you know, I need Scentsy. Hey.
Well, and you're building that loyalty too, right? Like, you're building relationships, and then people aren't going to go and cheat on you.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate saying like cheating on you, like that, but like, people are gonna, you know, more purchase from you than they're gonna go and purchase from somebody else that they really don't know, but they can save $2.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Okay, last question for you, Haley, and then I'll give you a break. Did any of the speakers, like during the main sessions, kind of speak to you at all?
Oh yeah, I think the two speakers they had were absolutely phenomenal, especially the singer, because I liked how he would stop and sing a song, and that's how like my brain reset. Like, it wasn't like he was talking the whole time, he would stop and play a song. But Amy was really good too. Like, her story was captivating, so hers was different. Oh, sorry, I have a toddler yelling at me.
Story of my life.
I screen recorded John, so I've got his whole keynote speech.
It was,
yeah.
I laughed and cried in a matter of an hour, like more times than I think I ever had.
Like I said, I'm not a crier. I was ugly crying during that one, and my team, like Marie and Lisa and Kat and all of them, were sitting around me, and they look over and I'm just like sobbing, and I could tell they were looking at me. I'm like, you guys need to stop looking at me. Look forward, look away, stop looking at me, because it's going to make me cry harder and you're pissing me off. Like, I don't like being looked at when I'm crying. But I like when he told the story, and I'm assuming, Carrie, that you saw it, because you said you recorded it. So he was telling the story about how so he sang this song, and it was beautiful song, but it didn't really, resonate emotion wise, whatever. And then he goes into this story about how he was getting home from this tour or something, and his wife was like, I'm going to send you to this ashram, and I want you to just go have a week at the ashram and relax. And he was like, oh, okay. So he goes to the ashram, and he realized this is not a relaxing trip. Like, they barely feed you. Like, you're meditating like 6 hours a day. You're taking these huge hikes. You're doing all this, like, 2 hours of yoga, and he hates yoga and all this stuff. So he's telling the story about how by the 4th day in the ashram, he's like so pissed. And like, he's supposed to be using this time to like reconnect and write his next song. And really, like, it's supposed to be inspiring, but all he's inspired by is just his hatred for his wife at this point, because she signed him up to go to this. So he went and he signed her up for 3 weeks at the ashram to like pay her back for, making him do this. But then, so he calls home, and his daughter is, answers the phone, and she's like, Daddy, I just love you. I just love you. And he starts talking. She goes, no, I'm talking. Don't talk. And he goes, oh, I just love you. So then he sings the song again, and included in the song is the I just love you. And so he was inspired by talking to his daughter on the phone and how much he missed her and how she was like, when are you coming home? And then he sings the song, and I'm just like, oh, a mess. The song that meant, had no emotional reaction, 5-10 minutes before, however long it took for him to tell the story, and then singing it again. And everyone's just like, I don't know if you were, Haley, but I was just a mess the second time, knowing what helped write the song ahead of time. So he was, kind of talking about how, like, was that at leadership, and I don't know, about the storyteller girl who talked to us at the last reunion, and about telling your story, and, how a story behind something has a lot more meaning than just, singing a song. The meaning behind the song is what's there. So like, the meaning behind everything you post, so like, what's the meaning in your life? What stories do you have to tell that are going to, I guess, attract people to want to follow you or want to, buy from you? Like, what makes you different from everybody else? So it was just, yeah, he had me in a mess. Total mess.
I'm the same, and I hate when people see me crying too. I hate it.
It was awful. And Amy, I didn't cry during hers, but she was so inspiring. And we found out. So do you guys know who Amy Purdy is? Had you heard of her before this? Do you watch Dancing with the Stars? Okay.
I never have.
Yeah, I don't watch Dancing with the Stars, so I had never heard of her before this. But she's a Paralympian who has won. She won, I think, bronze at Sochi. Was that what it was, Haley? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. And then she was on, so like 4 days after Sochi, she went on Dancing with the Stars. Like, she didn't even have proper legs, like, for dancing. Like, the whole time that her and Derek Hoff were preparing and doing all this, like, and when she wanted to start, snowboarding again after her accident, she had bacterial meningitis and lost her legs below the knee. And so her whole life, like, wanting to do extreme snowboarding, wanting to do Dancing with the Stars, wanting to do all this, she never had the right feet. She had to create her own feet to be able to do these things because they just didn't exist for her. So, the bronze set, she calls her rose gold. Oh, I love that. She didn't say that. I don't think she said that during the chat. She did? Okay, then I must have missed that part. Because there's so much information coming in, but and talking about like how she has all these troubles, she could let these things, like not having feet, like not feeling well, like her kidney infections, like she's had so many health issues, and she could let them bring her down, but she doesn't. She's like, that's not what I want for my life. I don't want to just sink down into thinking that I have a disability or that I have, these things that are holding me back, because the only thing holding you back is your brain. The only thing holding you back is you. So what are you going to, oh, that's okay, Haley, have a good night. She says she has to go. The only thing holding you back is you, essentially. And actually, before, I don't know if any of you else watched it besides Carrie, but she had another surgery, and she had a whole bunch of health issues before she came. And when she came and walked out on stage at Scentsy was the first time she had walked unaided in months. Like she wasn't even sure she was going to be able to do it. So that was just super inspiring. So I plan on getting her book. I immediately started following her on Instagram because, like, for me, one thing I had an epiphany about, because like y'all, I mean, like probably someone was to you, the past 6 months, at least the past 2 to 3 months in my business, I've just been coasting. I've just been doing what I need to do to get by. I haven't felt inspired. I haven't felt, great about doing anything. And part of that is my own mindset, letting my mindset take over. And B, I haven't been able to be in my office. Mike is working from home again, and Kelly's living downstairs in what used to be his office. So now he's in my office and she's down there. So I just have the living room. And while I'm happy, I still am blessed to have a place to work. I can't come in here whenever I feel like it to just grab things and do what I need to do. And when you're out in the living room, we all know, like, it's so great to have a door and be able to shut things, because otherwise, like, I'm looking at laundry that needs to be done. I'm looking at a kitchen that needs to be cleaned. I'm looking at a schedule of things that I need to do that unfortunately I am putting before getting my business in order for the day. So for me, I need to first and foremost fix my mindset and then let the rest follow. So I have come to a realization where what I'm doing now, and I talked to a couple girls too at reunion, that I'm going to, the Power Hour PDF that we have on our thing, I'm doing that every day. So at least I'm doing an hour of work, an hour of something that matters, of something that's reaching out. I'm trying to unfollow. I'm not unfriending, but I'm unfollowing some people that, like, I just get drained following. And I am liking more and trying to follow more people in this business that I resonated with when I was down there. 2 of the breakouts I went to, and I should have grabbed my notebook and I forgot. There was one about business mindset that I went to, and Karen Feditz and I forget the 2 other ladies' names, but in total, all of them had at least 12 years in with Scentsy. One of the girls was consultant number 37. She had been with this business that long. She was consultant number 37. I think she'd said she was 16 or 17 years with Scentsy. And they were just talking about, like, exactly this, like, business mindset. What do you need to do that's going to keep you on track? What do you need to do? What do you need to cut out? What do you need to be, I don't know, more hyper-focused on? For me, I have a really hard time, like, getting super ADD, and then I, walk away from things, or I put it aside. If I start to feel overwhelmed, I avoid it, because, and that's the opposite of what I should be doing, but that's what my anxiety does. It's like, okay, I'm overwhelmed. I know I need to get this done, but I'm so overwhelmed that I'm going to avoid it. And it's going to keep bothering me, and it's going to keep causing me anxiety. And I don't know why I keep avoiding it, but I do. Anyway, and then I also went to a talk with, that was progress and productivity, with Ashley Templin, Templin, and she was great. I should share she shared some screen grabs of different ideas that you can do. And she had a great way of presenting stuff that we get so busy with in our life. So she's like, okay, write down, the 5, 10, 15 things that you think you need to do that day, and rate them between 1 and 5. 1 means they need to be done, like, right now. And 5 means that is, like, bottom of the bottom, doesn't need to be done. You don't need to worry about it. And then do them in that order. Do what you have time for. Start with number 1, get those things done, and then go from there if you're a list maker. And for me, I like making lists. So I'm like, I feel like if I have a list, I have I'm better with photographic memory. I'm better with seeing things. So if I have an idea and I've seen it in my head of what I need to do, I'm more likely to get it done. So that was something that really resonated with me. She had so many other good points, but I can't even think of them all right now. But those were 2 breakouts that really, really, really helped me. And I wish Kat was here too, because she had some really good ones that she liked. So it's a bummer she's not here. Anyway, I'm trying to think of other things that really popped up and resonated and did some stuff, but I definitely want to show you that. And then one other thing that I want to show you guys, and I don't know if you already knew about this, but I was like Thursday old when I learned about this. So I'm going to show you my phone. So sorry, it's Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly. So what you do is you go to your little guy here that brings up your page, and then you go up to the 3 little lines here. Okay. And then you go to QR code and click it. So if you want people to add you, boom, you say, here, add me on Instagram. And they just take a picture of this and they are automatically just go right to your friend. I had no idea that you could do this.
That's a
'Cause
good
I was
one.
always like, oh, you search me by my name and blah, 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 blah. Boom. How insane is that? And then you can print that off and use it off. Like if you want to put on your,
Cool.
images, whatever.
Okay, I
But-
missed that. Where do you find that?
Okay, so you go to your little guy down here on Instagram and it'll bring up your personal page, right? Then you click the 3 little lines over here and then hit QR code. So after I learned that, I immediately, every person I was meeting, because, you want to create a sticky community, you want to create people that like inspire you. You're like, hey, I want to follow you, you follow me, I was like, here, find me on Instagram. And I did that. And I was showing them all how to do it too. Cause I was like, I learned this from Wendy the other day. You have to see this. And it just blew my mind. So that was another little like stuff you learn by just talking to people. And it totally changed my world. Oh my God. There was just like so much to talk about that I'm losing my brain. I'm trying to think of other things.
The incentive trips.
Okay, what are you guys all thinking you're gonna choose?
Well, I'm not a big traveler, I'll be honest, with my anxiety. So the fact there's one in Montreal, I was like, oh my God, I can go and drive and it's not that far. And because like
I was thinking that too.
especially leaving my animals and everything. And then I thought I could even bring Charlie because like we had 2 queen beds, because I've never even been to Montreal before. I think, when I was little, I went on a school trip, I think like for somewhere not all the way down there, but no, like I've never even been. So for me, plus like New York is way too crowded and busy, and like to go to a show, and that's not my cup of tea.
I'm thinking New York because of Trent.
Yeah, he'd want to go.
Yeah, that's his dream trip.
Oh, well, then it's pretty close too from us, really. Like New York's not too far either. I just thought Montreal would be kind of cool. But then I thought, who would really go to Montreal? Like I thought of all the reps in the US. Like, I don't know if Montreal would really be a ticket place to go. I think you'll see them all go. I think the busiest will be New York, because I think I've heard a lot of people have wanted a trip to New York.
There's actually quite a few. There is a group. It
Mhm.
was virtual SFR, and a lot of them are want to go to Quebec City.
Really?
My
Yeah.
husband's one of them.
Wow. Because I was like, you know what? I want Montreal, but there'll probably hardly be any, like, because I like to meet new reps from like
Yeah.
all over. And I was like, there probably won't be that many that'll go there. Wow. That's
It's
exciting.
probably too because it's a Canadian trip, and how many people
don't
from
have
the
them that
US
often.
actually get to come to Canada for free?
I know,
right?
I'm so bad. I'm so bummed I missed the Whistler one. That would have been amazing.
Oh, I'm bummed too.
And the money, your money's even better to come up here. God.
I know, right?
Pretty
Yeah,
good.
I asked Mike and I said, and I was fully expecting him to pick New York because like he is like, we're both super into like musicals and we've never been there together. I went there for leadership back in, what was it, 2017, I think it was. And yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 2017. And I really liked it. So I figured he'd pick that. And no, he wants either the cruise or Quebec.
Cool.
So I was like, all right.
No
I'm like,
cruise for this
what
girl.
do you do in Quebec City? Like, what is there to see? Like, what?
It's very scenic. So it's a lot of old buildings. There's like one of the oldest churches, skiing.
He had
It'll be
mentioned a lake.
May.
he had mentioned there is something northern though, Montreal, like Quebec, where you can go and there's the glaciers and the like whale watching, but that I think is quite a ways from there.
Yeah, I don't know that they would take us that far, especially, I'm surprised they're doing a cruise this soon after another cruise with Alaska. But since you can like pick out of the 4, and then for Cabo, that's the exact same place that Leadership just was.
Yeah,
So I was like,
I thought people won't want to go
I
again.
don't want to do
That's
that.
a good place. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, nope, I'm good on that one. So I'm like, oh, okay. So it's either gonna be a cruise. If I handle the cruise, okay. I'm nervous about Alaska. If I handle I've never been on one before, so I don't know how seasickness and all be. But if that goes okay, then it'll be a horse apiece, whichever one.
Yeah.
Well, definitely wear a Dramamine patch.
Oh, I'm definitely packing all my Dramamine, and I'm ordering seasickness patches from Amazon. Yeah. Because as long as I don't get COVID, I'm getting PCR tested tomorrow because so many people are coming back with COVID from SFR, and I am not missing that fucking boat.
Well,
Sorry for the language.
When is your cruise?
We leave the 10th.
That's
We get
soon.
on the boat on the 11th.
Wow, yeah, that is soon.
Yeah. There's a lot of people freaking out. So I'm
Yeah.
getting tested tomorrow. So that way, if I test positive, I'm gonna make Mike go in and get tested. So that way we can get letters of clearance that we're good by the time we climb on the boat.
For sure.
So yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's bananas. But yeah. So no, I was pleasantly excited. I'm excited that it's in Charlotte. We haven't been East Coast in I don't think I've ever been East Coast for a reunion. I think the furthest east was probably either Indianapolis or Kansas City. Unless Nashville's more east than that. But yeah, it'll be cool. I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. I'd like to go. I haven't been to one yet, so.
I love SFR. This was if you don't count missing them for the virtual ones, which I still count that as going, I've only missed one in almost 10 years.
Wow, that's incredible.
And that's because, so was my second one. So it was the one in St. Louis. I didn't go because I was going through my divorce and I couldn't afford it. Couldn't make it work, which sucked. But what are you gonna do? I love SFR. It totally fills my cup. I'm obsessed with it. You definitely need to go.
Yes, I do.
It's so much fun.
Are we allowed to ask about your giveaway items?
Yeah. I think
Okay.
I shared. I'm like, oh, you guys aren't on my team page. So we got the Hedwig Scentsy Buddy. Everybody got a Hedwig. We got new testers and one catalog for the upcoming season. We got the Winnie the Pooh mini fan diffuser, wall fan diffuser, and a pod pack of 100 Acre Wood to go with it. We got the 4 bars. So they were talking about that Vanilla Sensations collection where they're switching, adding a different element to each vanilla bean buttercream bar. So we got candy cane, cinnamon, and graham cracker one, and they're really good. The candy cane one is
I heard everyone was saying it was amazing.
Yeah, they need to make it in body products for around the holidays, because it smells if you've ever gotten it's not quite vanilla mint, it's more, it's got more of the baked good smell to it, but it would be so good in a cream or lotion or something. Oh, it was so good.
Was there any talk about their thinking behind discontinuing things like Just Breathe, Jammy Time, Sunkissed Citrus, and what was the other one?
Squeeze the Day. I can't believe they're getting rid of. No, they didn't say anything about that.
I know they're pushing Scentsy Club, but I was surprised because some of those are still really big sellers, right?
I know. They
Do you
did
think
not
it's
say
because
anything
it's just
about
going to be a seasonal? They're just going to bring them back every summer?
I don't know, but I'm not taking any chances.
Me either. Just Breathe you need in the winter. I just sold a 6-pack sitting here tonight.
Yeah.
'Cause,
I want to say that Just Breathe has gone away before and
Yeah.
come back. I want to say that one has done that in the fall before, but Oh my God. I can't live without Squeeze the Day. And I have like 4 customers that already saw it and they were pissed. And I'm like, you guys got to get a club. You got to get a club. Let's do
Same thing. I
this.
have
And then-
customers that love jammy time and they're like, what?
Yeah, the only thing they'll have jammy time in is the laundry.
Laundry. Mhm.
Mhm. Are they, I didn't even look at my catalog. Are they keeping Squeeze the Day in the cleaning products? Because I've got like multiple
hope
people obsessed
so.
with it. If they get rid of that,
Okay,
it's gonna be a
guys, I
riot.
hate to interrupt, but I gotta go because I've got to get home and my money is not all matching up. So I gotta
No,
count
that's okay. We're kind of petering down
Bye.
anyway. We've talked about all the big stuff. So,
short 40 cents somewhere. Gotta find it.
Oh God.
all right, have fun with that.
Goodbye. Molly, what's your favorite new release fragrance?
Velvet Moon.
Really?
I like it. I like the like kind of woodsy and like, you know, musky.
I like
scent.
the name Velvet Moon.
It's good. It's really good warmed too. And there's some other ones too that like you think that they'd smell really good and then they're warmed and you're kind of like
Yeah.
I think Black Curtain Plum
No.
warmed was not for me.
Oh, don't say
It tastes, it
that.
smelled kind of medicinal,
Mm.
but it's, you know, everybody's different.
Right, exactly.
And we got to smell a lot of the new like they had the Hogwarts one and the Hocus Pocus scent and like the ones coming up in the Christmas collection too. And the woodsy one in the Christmas collection is really good. Hocus
Oh,
Pocus, I
that
think,
one.
was just kind of okay. And Harry Potter is definitely like a man scent.
Which a lot of the bars that were in the Harry Potter suitcase were pretty manly and like deep. So
I
that
agree.
doesn't
I agree. We actually really, in our house, we really love the Ravenclaw scent. So that's in my club because we really like that one.
Mm.
That's a good one.
Yeah, Squeeze the Days, that and Oodles of Orange are like my number one bars. So I'm like, gotta add that to club for sure. I can't believe it.
If you order like a 6-pack of bring back like a 6-pack every 3 months of Squeeze the Day, then they'll make that for you, right? You can order more than one, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
I can't believe it though. But you're right. I guess with Squeeze the Day, they could bring it back just in the summer. But I
Yeah.
still think they should always have a token lemon. But then what is lemon sorbet stay? I don't know. I don't have a catalog of the new stuff.
I think it
Usually
should
there's
be-
always a token lemon one, you know?
Yeah, they better make Squeeze the Day the token lemon one because I will. Oh my God, it's so good.
Mhm.
I love giving it out to my customers in the summertime for like my scent circles because it really like packs a nice punch for your car for sure.
Yeah, because I thought that the Rainbow Collection lemon was good, but then now like using both of them, now Squeeze the Day is still better.
Yeah.
Still trumps
doesn't
it.
hold a candle.
Mm.
Doesn't hold a candle. It's so weird.
Molly, I thought you
Yes.
guys were starting at 9:30.
No.
What time did you start? 8:30?
Yeah.
Okay, it says 9:30 Eastern on my stuff.
Weird.
I
Because I have
know.
it set for 7:30 Central Time.
I'm super sorry.
No. Kristen was with us at reunion. Kristen, why don't you share some of your favorite takeaways since you were there too? 'Cause,
Oh goodness. I'll turn on my video though. I don't look pretty.
hello. I have the SFR hangover. So yeah.
Well, okay. Hey friends. If you hear anything, my kids and my dogs and my family and my husband are downstairs. So if you hear anything, it's them. So it was way awesome. Though it was a lot shorter. Are we being real? Are we sugarcoating?
No, we're being real. We're recording so other people can
Okay.
watch too. So
The only reason I'm saying that it was a lot shorter than what I'm accustomed to because it was all day Thursday, all day Friday. Well, no, I take that back. It was Thursday and
just the
then
night. Yeah.
right. And then Friday, and then it was done at 5:00 on Saturday, which it was shorter. So you had more opportunity if you wanted to explore or fellowship or whatever. So I hope they extend it a little bit. I mean, and make it at least where, it ends Saturday night, or there's something to do after the last session Saturday night. But anyway, it was great. The weather was insane. I didn't know I could have a good hair day every day. I mean, literally no humidity, and the weather, while it was warm, you know, being from the South, I didn't think it was warm at all. I thought it was amazing. Speakers were so good. I'm sure you got, you know, y'all have walked over that. But Amy Purdy, I had never seen talk. I mean, I've seen her perform like Dancing with the Stars, but I'd never seen her talk, and she was really motivating. And so if you guys have a chance to read her book, I would definitely recommend it. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. I'll link it though, because I've already ordered it and I should get it tomorrow from Amazon. And then John Andrasik from Fight for Fighting was so much fun. And at the beginning, I didn't realize who that was. And so I was like, gosh, we don't have entertainment this year after having, you know, Kelly Clarkson and Train. And I mean, who was
One Republic.
One Republic. Thank you. They're one of my favorites. I was like, we don't have like entertainment. And John Andrasik was such an amazing performer, between him playing the guitar and him playing the piano, as well as having just an amazing story just about, you know, if you have success, you can't just say, well, I had success, so I don't have to have success again, or what are you doing for me lately? So anyone who's, you know, you've made it to lead, so you just can't stay there. You have to keep pushing and move on to stars, superstar, and get director. And then for us directors, it's like, we got to get our star directors and superstar directors and stay motivated. But that was really terrific. I was blessed that I got chosen to be on a focus group. And so I got to have some one-on-one time with the home office and talk to them about different things that I can't really talk about, but it really wasn't anything secretive, but they're just talking about our workstation and how to make it more user-friendly. Got to hear about some products that are coming out in the future that everyone should be super stoked about. But I am tactile. I want to touch products. I want to see them in action. I want to pick them up. I want to sniff. And being able to do that at SFR is just the best. I mean, not only, you know, like, how do you explain to someone what the travel twist is if you've never seen it in person or had a chance to, you know, feel it and know what's going on with it? So I'm sure you guys went over all that. Like I said, I'm so sorry. I promise you, I'm going to screenshot where it says 9:30 Eastern.
I have a question on the little twist. Does it have a sticky thing on the back to be able to stick it somewhere, or no?
It
No.
does not, but you can easily,
Get
you know,
two-sided
add a
tape.
yes,
Okay.
or even put a magnet on it if you wanted to. But I am marketing this to all of my sports teams. Like, I have reached out already to softball leagues, volleyball leagues, soccer leagues, and said, hey, I've got an easy fundraiser for you. They're $7 a piece. I mean, seriously, if you add in tax and, you know, shipping, you could probably say, you know, we could do, and they're not in the subscribe. I'm not in subscribe save, but bundle and save yet.
Not.
So, but it's something I'm like, can I set up at registration with one and just have people say, pick a scent, and I'll order them, and I'll give my kickback to teams. But I fully expect to have one in every single sports team bag by the end of the year. That's my goal.
Awesome.
Because
They're going to be so great for like garbage cans and diaper bags and
yes.
lockers.
And it's
and
very
you need a little
light.
Extra scent.
I'm not knowing, I assumed it had scent beads in it. I thought it was a scent pod flattened out like a pancake. It's not. It is a piece of felt that has been scentified, and that when you twist it open, did y'all show what they look like?
No, I didn't.
Not
Okay.
on here, but I saw the video. Like,
Okay. So you just twist it open, and I promise you, when I twisted open, the scent throw was so strong and in my face immediately. And I
Wow,
thought,
really
oh my
is.
gosh, this thing is banging. Now they say, and you know how we're always super conservative on how long these things last. They said 3 weeks, but they also said scent pods are only going to be 120 hours. I don't know about y'all, but I get
I get way more.
decades out of a scent pod. So I'm going to say a month probably, but I bet we get 6 weeks, 2 months, especially if you close it up, then you're
If it's
going to
not
save
open all the
percent.
time, yeah.
Right. So I think that's always going to be conservative, but
I have no chopsticks
it seems like, but
upstairs.
right now it's only in, I believe, 7 fragrances. Correct me if I'm wrong. And so, but it's our best ones. So I think you could have the 7 bars sitting out with just one and say, pick your scent. And, I think that's an easy fundraiser for anybody, cheerleaders, gymnastics. I mean, guys, I promise you, anyone who has a bag that they take to and from a gym that has stinky shoes in it needs one of these things. And unlike a scent pack, which we're always told you don't want to have it flat on a surface, you don't want to have a scent pack on a shoe laying there because it's going to damage that surface. So this, you can close it up, because we have no more travel tins. Those are gone. Y'all know that, right? So when you don't have that product, that's one of Chuck's favorites products. So I am shocked that they got rid of it because Chuck told me we will always have travel tins because he loves them. But this is so much better. It's more aesthetically pleasing. It's, fits in the palm of your hand and gives a good scent throw.
And it's not going to melt or get hot like the travel tins will. Like the travel
Boom.
tins, they get gooey.
They do.
And like if you're in a hot car, which Kristen knows, living in the South, you have hot cars in the summer. So this will, I think,
Exactly.
if they replaced travel tins, Chuck must be on board.
I agree. And you know what? I didn't know that because I guess we did see the catalog, but I hadn't gone through it yet when I spoke with him, but I would have said something. I'll say something to him next time I see him, just saying, hey, because that was his big product. He loved that thing. But I'm sure Molly told y'all all about everything, the giveaways. I mean, yes, registration, 250. Is that what it was? I've already forgotten. 300 this year. Okay. So it did go up a little bit. But when you take into account with the training that we get, the entertainment, the giveaways, and it's all a big tax deduction. And at this point in your business, hopefully everyone is right now what your tax deductions are for, so you're not out anything, mileage, gas, you name it on these things. So
when we did the math on it, and we got well over $200 worth of giveaways. So
yeah,
it was worth it.
And getting our hands on it long before the public. I mean, that's fantastic. And we haven't even talked about, if you earned the second brick of the incentive, you're getting your transition kit. Mine, I think, is already shipped today. I think is what I saw. So I'm like, yay, can't wait to get my hands on it. I did fly this year to Utah, and so I was going to get a lot of supplies. Getting a bunch of catalogs and putting them in my suitcase, I was like, I'm not going to do it. It's just what I'm going to go over my weight limit. So I didn't get catalogs this year. And because I remembered, well, I'm getting some from the incentive. So I'll have some this week. And so I didn't get those.
Well, then you can add them to an order going in that already has free shipping. So it's like, okay, well, then I'm not paying extra, to ship everything home. So,
and I have to shout out at there was this consultant store. And did you talk about that, having a store here?
No.
Okay. So they had a full store set up in one of the ballrooms. And so we could go through and you could get supplies. So the stuff that I did pick up, because I will use immediately. I love felt samples. Once again, living in the South, you just can't make wax samples because it will just be a puddle. So I love the felt samples. So they had the new Christmas shapes, which are super cute, and the fall shape. So I got that. And then, of course, catalogs. And then they had a lot of clothes there, that stuff that they haven't shown yet. I bought those pajama pants.
You did?
Yes, they're so cute. So they had little plaid pajama pants with Scentsy down the leg, and they're super cute. I'd show you, but they're in the washing machine right now. Anyway, so I got pajama pants, and then they had mystery boxes. So a mystery box literally is just that. So they have Scentsy boxes that are taped down and stacked up in pallets, and each one is different. And and it was limit 1 per consultant. So I just grabbed a mystery box, and in my $20 mystery box, I got that porcelain dish with the 3 oils from a couple Christmases ago. I don't know if y'all knew that. It was called Aroma Porcelain. Something. And then and it had very snowy spruce oil. And then I got a lemon verbena room spray, which lemon verbena is one of my favorite fragrances that was discontinued. And so I have a room spray. I got a wax bar of sheer leather, a wax bar of jeweled pomegranate, a wax bar of pineapple coconut vanilla, 4 scent circles in those same scents, actually, all of the above, plus Mad for Melon, I think. No, do we or don't we? And 2 pods, pineapple coconut vanilla, and a thing of pods of jeweled pomegranate. All of that for
That's great.
$20. Nuts. And they had big boxes that had buddies in them, that just mystery boxes. So, but it was 1 per person. And so people actually didn't go crazy this year. People knew the rule and just got 1 and went to checkout. So that was amazing. And I mean,
Because I think, was it in Austin or was it in
it was
Kansas
Austin.
City where they had those and people were buying like 100 of them?
Yes,
they were
that was
going
Austin.
nuts and being ugly. So
It
I
was
was
not
hoping
pretty.
that I didn't go to the store until the last day. There was nothing I needed. I just wanted to walk around and check it out. And they were gone.
Yeah,
long
they were
gone by
gone.
then. and
I was there the first day, and it was literally like people were just pushing and shoving and trying to get as many. And of course, a lot of SSEs, well, I'm getting them all for my team. It's like, oh my gosh, you know, it was not cool. So they learned their lesson. So everyone got 1, and they had a second mystery box of oils. So, and it was $15 for 3 full-sized oils. And I got 3 that I'd never had before. So I'm excited to try them. And if not, I'll give them as way as hostess gifts. So once again, they don't do that, you know, you can't do that online. So that was fun. But they had clothes, they had suitcases, the rolling bags, they had lots of bags that you could purchase, the big IKEA bags they had there. They had everything from pencils and notepads to, they had a Mickey Mouse blanket, and those were limit 2 per consultant, but it was, you know, a nice Disney buddy Mickey Mouse blanket, if that makes sense. And those were really nice. So fun. And then my favorite part was getting to go to talk to home office, because I don't know if you've ever gotten to talk to the guy who created vanilla bean buttercream, but I did. I literally spent 30 minutes talking to, he's a scientist, he's a professional perfumer, and he talked about how he created that specific fragrance, which they are really focusing on that fragrance this year. There's a whole set of 4 bars based on vanilla bean buttercream. They all smell so good, but it was really cool. So like he had 3 droppers. He's like, here's the vanilla, here's the cream, and here's the butter. And you smelled each one of them separately, but you put them together, it smells like vanilla bean buttercream. It was so fun.
Awesome.
But home office, they are so willing to help you learn. I talked to the girl, I don't know about you, but she had if you're like me, but she had a sign, and she was the laundry girl. And her sign says, how many pumps do you use? So I'm asking all of y'all, when you use your Scentsy laundry, how many pumps do you use?
5.
7.
Oh, you're kidding. Are you saying 9?
7.
Okay,
5.
y'all, stop what you're doing. The max amount of pumps you need to use is 4 total, even if it's a giant load, because she talked about our laundry is made up of this enzyme fighter, and it's like highly, highly concentrated. So if you do 7 pumps of laundry, there's only so much that it can rinse out, because your clothes are completely saturated in these enzymes. So if you are having extra enzymes, guess what happens after a couple days? The enzymes die. And guess what death smells like? That mildew smell that you've had when you've pulled out towels and you're like, why do these not smell good? I spent so much time.
I'm getting my
putting on
wrist
my
slapped
Scentsy.
here.
Exactly.
Oh, that's
So
good
she
to know.
said, tell everybody you know, 4 pumps, not 8, 4 total of the laundry liquid. She said, if you want to go overboard on the Scent Soft or even on your whiffs, go for it. but max of 4 pumps on your washer, laundry liquid.
Yeah.
So interesting. I know, guilty, totally guilty. I'm like 4 for a regular load, 6 if it's a big load. That's
Kristen,
what
I think you might be right. There's a lot of people showing up at 8:30. I think I could have sworn I had it for 7:30, but did I have it for 8:30, Kat?
Well,
Oh my God,
it's,
you were
it's
right. I
on
did have it
you.
wrong.
I mean, you know, if people need to go, people need to go, and I totally get it. But
no. There's a lot more people showing up. So I'm like, oh, I must have put the wrong time. We always do at 7:30, but I must have put it wrong.
well,
that's my
maybe
bad.
your computer was still on Salt Lake time.
That's probably it.
I mean,
did
it
do it in
does, because
Salt
it
Lake.
will. That's probably exactly what it was.
I did do it in Salt Lake. Sorry, guys.
It's
All
okay.
of them came through at 8:30. All the different reminders said 8:30.
Well, there you go, Molly. Okay.
So it's all good. It's all good.
No.
I'm trying to think. And there are new products, and I don't think she did not ask me to sign an NDA while I was there. So I think I can feel free to tell y'all this. They tried to do dryer sheets. Unfortunately, in their process, they could not find the right combination. And so right now they're nixing the dryer sheets. So if you've heard that, it's accurate, but they're not doing them yet. They may be able to do it in the future. All right, I'm going to ask, do y'all have any questions for me? I mean, for anybody, but I feel like I'm monopolizing and I hate to do that. So if there's anything that you have, I'm looking for comments. Where do I see comments? Hold on, thought. Okay, I'm opening chat right now. Oh my God.
There's
That's all I see.
no
And
comment.
it's okay. We love you. Just do 4 pumps from now on in your laundry. And hopefully you'll see a difference. And if your customers are saying that they used to use our laundry, but they found that their laundry smells, it's because they're a little overzealous in the pump. So drop that down to 4 and hopefully that'll help.
Good to know. And one thing I want to add too, because I didn't add this before when I was talking about home office, when I was talking about stuff. So they had a whole expo that they've had in the past, but this time it was all home office people. And they had something really, really neat that they printed out for everybody who went to SFR. And the guy I talked to said that this should be hitting our workstations.
Here's
and we
mine.
should be, mine's in my room. And we should be like, you should be able to access this. So what they did is they took the last 6 months of our sales. So it was like from November to, is it May or April?
It is November 21 through April of 22.
Okay, so what they did is they went through and they did an average, like of your sales, like $6,000 of your sales was scent and 1,000 was home. And, and they went through all of it on how much you sell. And then what they did is they averaged it with everybody else at your level. So if you're a lead consultant, they took your numbers and averaged them over everyone else and said, okay, so you are at like the 80th percentile of all other consultants at your level of selling scent products, or you're at 90% for laundry products, or you're at, 50% for body, but you could kind of see where you averaged out with other consultants, which was really kind of neat. And then the bottom one, what was that one again? That one was
PRV percentiles by title and country.
Yeah, and it was, and then 2, they did like clicks. So like how many people were going to your website, and then what page they were landing on. Like, is the first page that they're landing on your homepage, or is it from a shopping bag, or is it from a party? Or like for me, it was my homepage, and then it was the clearance section, because I share that in every single one of my emails. So my customers are always going and checking out my new clearance products because they like a good deal. So it was showing me exactly how many, and then they were telling you how many clicks per month. So, you would be getting maybe 400 clicks one month, and maybe only 100 the next month. And then you kind of look and see, okay, well, what were we selling that month? Why were there more clicks this month than that month? And it was really, really neat to go back and look at all these numbers from an analytical standpoint and being like, okay, what's working? What am I doing great at selling? What do I need to up a little bit? And yeah, it was so cool, the different numbers that they showed us. So I was like,
this was also one of my favorite things to chat with them, because if you know what you're concentrating on, then you know what you're not concentrating on. And I'll be the first to admit it. My pets is very low. I only rank in the 51st% of the company of selling pets. Unlike my home section, which is warmers, I'm in the 96th percentile of the company and selling warmers. That's amazing to me. So that just shows you what you're doing right and what you need to kind of work on if you want to increase your business. So, but yes, my
Exactly.
favorite thing also, Molly.
And yeah, and it's just showing you too, like, okay, in your area, maybe this is what works best for you. You know, I mean, I know in certain, areas, scent circles sell way better than car bars. So, not that it shows that on there, but maybe someday it will. And that is giving them information. Okay, this product sells better, this product doesn't. And it's just really neat to kind of look at it and be able to, figure out where you're good and where you need some work, and how you average to other consultants. Cause you're always wondering, like, what are other people having success with, and, how am I stacking up compared to everybody else? So when I saw I was in the 90th percentile for laundry, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. I push laundry pretty hard, and I'm always sharing that I use my laundry products. Obviously I'm not using my my laundry liquid appropriately, but we're gonna fix that. But yeah, that was one table that was super neat.
The one thing though to really point out though too with these tables is that you are compared to your category of consultant. So, Kristen is leveled in the director, and this is what other directors are doing, where mine says where star consultants are at. Yours is going to be where a director is at. So you're not being compared with someone who is maybe a couple levels below you, maybe just starting out. You're not being compared to someone who has been in the business for, that 15 years that walked across the stage and is, your superstar consultant, your superstar director. You're not being compared like that. It's really trying to do, it is hard because each area of the country is different, but still trying to put you with similar categories so that you kind of know how other people are doing in your same grouping.
And it's also done by country.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
Which is, because unfortunately, I don't know if anyone else is going to Alaska, but Chuck will not be in Alaska. And I was like, oh, I'm so bummed you're not going to be in Alaska. He said, I need to go to New Zealand and talk to our people. I'm like, oh, what's going on? He said, the border, bringing things into New Zealand is miserable. For the last year, they've had like no warmers, no wax. The only thing they've gotten is cleaning and laundry in like the last year. And can you imagine having a business and taking people's orders, and items are just sitting there on ships and they can't get them. So
and the wax would just be melted.
Yes. It's just so incredible. So we are so blessed that, our business is still rolling. About the clean, now not laundry, but clean. I wanted to share this. I got this sheet and I will scan it and put it on the team page, but it talks about our Scentsy clean products and what's the difference between counter, bathroom, and all purpose, and what the problem is and what you need to use it for. So I think this is super helpful, because I don't know about you, but people say, what's the best thing to use on, like, I don't know, glass. It's like, do you use all-purpose, counter, or bathroom? And so this tells you, and I'm looking, I just made up glass, and I'm seeing where something actually says glass. And I'm not even seeing the word glass. I apologize. Never mind for that. Well, it says fiberglass. So fiberglass is going to be your bathroom cleaner. Did you know that?
Interesting.
or your and granite can be counter or all purpose. Marble only counter clean, not all purpose. So I will just probably take a picture of this and post it, and hopefully that will help y'all, because I know it helped me.
I want them to put that on the workstation so I can like
Surely
print
it
it
is,
out.
because it literally, I mean, it has a barcode on it of 80244. So I'm assuming this can be purchased, but it is a full, it's a like a flyer, but it's on really heavy paper.
That would be
And,
so great to be able to give to our customers when they order clean products, because
boom, that's, I
because
thought the
then
same
like if they're
thing.
coming at you saying, hey, this isn't working on my marble, or it's, you know, unfortunately doing something to it, you can be like, oh, no, I gave you that list, just make sure what you can
Exactly.
use this on.
So hopefully, I mean, it has the date on it of 5/31/22. So it's new. So
Interesting.
it should be in our, hopefully workstation soon. So
I'm
sorry,
gonna
digress
definitely
again.
check that out. But I didn't make it to that booth, so that's awesome. That's so cool.
I asked about odor out, and I don't know if any of y'all use odor out. It's one of my favorite products because we have, smelly animals. And I said, is there any way we can get odor out back in our cleaning products as opposed to just in Scentsy Fresh or back in the broom spray? And she was not optimistic that that was going to happen. So I was kind of bummed. But anyway,
That stinks. Literally.
I like it. Speaking of my
Okay,
stinky dog,
Kat, you're new to the group for right now because you came later because I'm an idiot. So tell us some of your favorite takeaways from SFR. Kat, this was Kat's very first time along with Haley's too, but Haley had to leave. So it'll be a fresh perspective because she's never had anything to compare to besides the world tour. So go ahead.
No, that's true. I have participated in the web versions that we've had of SFR for the last 2 years, because I'm a newbie, really just right ahead of COVID, just a couple months ahead of COVID. Takeaways, what did I think? I'm still recovering. There's so much to learn. Brain is like still a little like, what do you tackle first? What do you want to put into play first? I think one of the other great things that I know we talk about it, and we can do these meetings, which are great. We kind of connect with people, but being able to physically connect and actually shake hands, elbow bump, whatever you are comfortable with, but to maybe meet people that are not even in our group, to be able to take some tips away from some people who are doing really well, some people who are struggling, those types of things that you don't necessarily always get in your own little group of people. You're able to spread out a little bit more, and all you have to do is say hi. Just say hi to the person next to you. Where are you from? How's your business going? Whatever. So easy to connect with people that you maybe would have never met. I got to meet a bunch of new ladies, got to get a bunch of new ideas from people who are doing things really well. And then those again, who are not, some ideas maybe to improve with, the stuff I still have to go through. It was totally worth it. And it's so nice that Scentsy gives us the opportunity to earn registration for free. That was so nice for me because I did earn the free registration. So I just had to do a flight from Wisconsin, which unfortunately was still ridiculous. Would have been nice if it was less expensive, but it was totally worth it. Got a bunch of people together for a hotel. So, that saves on cost. You don't have to go out to dinner every night. You don't have to, stay up until 1 a.m. Since you did a really great job making sure that we were done at a decent hour, so that if you are time difference, that you could say go to bed, or if you wanted to go and hang out with some people, you had the opportunity to do some networking after the fact with whomever. Be able to see an awesome drag show, total awesome team, building experience. That was
Team building with the drag
fantastic.
kings.
That was great. And us little central Wisconsin, yeah, we don't get that type of stuff around here. So that was so unique, different cultural experience. You wouldn't think, you're still in the US, but going from central Wisconsin to, a bigger community, you get to see some very different things.
So
Which
fun.
was super fun. And again, team building, people who are on our team that I've never even met, because it's, grandma's cousin's sister over on this line of, our Scentsy family. So it was really nice to be able to connect with those people and hear their business plan, how they're going to take SFR, what they're going to run with it. I can't wait for next year already. I caught a cold on my way back, so I can wait a little bit. But it was totally worth it. This will go away. This is part of travel fun, no doubt.
So will you be able to drive from Wisconsin to Charlotte?
I don't know, Molly, are we going to drive?
Well, so it's 15 hours and 41 minutes. So we'll
Not that you're
see.
counting.
Yeah.
Oh, I on the
Not
way
that we map
home,
quested it already.
on the way home, I put in driving directions and I'm like, okay, from Edgar, Wisconsin to Charlotte, North Carolina. And it was 15 and a half hours. And I'm like, okay, depending on gas prices
True.
Yeah,
and
that's
airline prices next year, there's a chance, but I'm not saying anything too soon. 16 hours is a lot.
That is a
I've
lot.
done it. I drove from Oklahoma City to Edgar in one day, and that was a lot. So
Well,
I
I'm
can't do
excited
it.
that us East
Okay.
Coasters can drive.
It's not a lot. I don't
it's
remember the
4
last time it
hours
was
for
an East
me.
Coast one.
Well, it's the first one we've had in the East Coast that I'm aware of.
Yeah, I think the furthest was like Nashville or
Nashville was
Indianapolis,
awesome.
or yeah. So I'm excited for Charlotte.
I'm excited.
So we were talking to before you guys got on. One more thing, Kat.
yes.
Breakouts. What did you and to Kristen, if you went to any breakouts, which ones did you go to, and which ones did you like, if you did? Because we were talking about that earlier, about which ones we went to and liked. And I don't want to keep it too much longer because I know it's late there, and it's almost 10 o'clock
Yeah.
for you guys.
I did the build your brand. That was one of the in the sell and sponsor category. I also did the recognize and encourage your team. That was in the lead your team category. So I tried to do something kind of in each category. And then I also did the progress and productivity, how to manage your time and attention. So those were the 3 breakouts that I did. I took something away out of each one of them. A few of them I had kind of heard tidbits before, so it wasn't all necessarily, fresh and new to me, but again, being in that group of like-minded individuals, kind of hearing some ideas that people ask questions about later on, that was super helpful. The tools that they provided at each one of those were really helpful. And then the other workshops, those were really good as well. It kind of just fills your cup, like Molly likes to say. You get to this part of the year and you're just getting kind of wore out, and you're ready for something fresh, and you're ready for, adding some extra wine in that glass bottle. SFR really does that. It really just gives you those pieces that you've been like struggling with. You see people struggling with them as well. So you can collaborate together and figure out, okay, we all want the same thing. We all want to go to SFR next year. We all want to go on that trip, god darn it. We all want to be successful and, put money in our pockets for Christmas or whatever else is coming up. So everybody can kind of work together to do that and share those ideas. So that was really good.
Awesome. Yeah. Krista, did you go to any you loved?
I did not. I had focus groups scheduled.
Oh, that's right. So
It's all good. I plan on watching though. That's the great thing is we have access to all of it. And I will be, they're great to listen to be able to see all of them and not have to be in that room. That's
yeah,
good.
I definitely recommend. Kat and I went to Ashley Templin's progress and productivity. And that one was really, really good. I
Good.
felt like she had a really good ideas for keeping yourself on track, and really, she was just good. She was a very good speaker. So I recommend that one for sure.
Awesome. I will.
And then
absolutely
Karen
look at
Fettis
it.
did business mindset, and I recommend that one too. I went to
Ooh.
that one. So
Well, and a lot of the tools too that they used are on our workstation. So it was nothing necessarily that was like you know, it was all made up stuff. It's stuff that's out there that you just you know, maybe just haven't looked at it the same way. And just kind of reutilizing a same piece of information you've already seen. This one is like the action plan that's already in the workstation already.
Yep.
So you just kind of walked through, you know, and talked through the steps, you know, planning your SMART goals. Well, yeah, you've probably done it before, but start fresh. It's a new catalog season. It's a new, you know, incentive. So how do you start fresh, and how your goals probably have changed? So relook at those goals and what you really want and break it down, not just way up here level. What are those steps that you need to take to get to that? You know, do you want to earn the trip? Okay, great. Well, how are you going to do it? Are you going to sit on the couch and, you know, hit your clicker and hope that that's going to happen? Well,
Are
it's,
you just
you know,
gonna do that?
you know, right, exactly.
on your
Please,
knees
Heavenly
and-
Father.
and pray that it'll happen. You know, don't wish for it. You got to work for it.
That's
You know,
right.
sometimes it's breaking it down to basics and starting over again. You know, if you haven't made a list of 100 in a while, maybe it's time to do that. If
Especially
you
when
haven't had a
there
party
is
in a while.
a brand new product to talk about. That is always helpful. It's a great icebreaker because your people probably have their wax and their warmers always, but have they tried this? You know, are they using a fragrance flower? And if they're not, get one in there. Once you buy one, that's all it takes.
Mm-hmm.
Did
Absolutely.
you guys talk about how cute this thing is?
I love it.
So
It is precious. Of course,
This
mine's
is like
nowhere near me.
fan freaking tastic. I love this
And
thing. Then it
Carrie,
kind of
that's
still
the travel
looks like,
twist. It's bigger than you would expect it to be.
That's what I'm noticing, because I did do the virtual. So I'm like screen recording and screenshots and
where's my good one of maybe like, so here I've got a sticker that I can do like comparison on. So I've got like a thank you sticker. There's like the size. It reminds me of one of those that you kind of see in the porta potties, but fancier.
yeah. What
And,
are the
you know,
7 cents it comes
all
in?
the little details that are on it. So that's got all the fragrance categories on the top of it.
Yeah,
And then
it
they've
does
got
say
the little
Scentsy. Yeah.
little
Oh, man.
stars on the side. So, you know, when you spin it, that changes, and got the, you know, the scent actually on the back. I think these will be awesome to promote, like command stripped on. You know, put a command strip on it and people will be able to hang them where you want to have fragrance. But I think they're just super, super cute compared to the tins. They've got a
Put them
lot
in the bottom of
more.
my garbage cans.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. My teenager's locker, for Pete's sakes, and probably your sports bag.
Mhm. Can I staple one to Avery's butt?
Oh, if you can do that, let me know, because I got an 11-year-old that needs the same dang thing. Now,
Puberty, I tell you what.
oh, it is.
So yeah, so they're gonna come in 7 different scents, like black raspberry vanilla, clean breeze, like all the major.
Okay, the classics.
the
Luna,
classic, yeah. Luna,
Amazon Rain, I think.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then they're going to come out with some for fall. So in the fall
Yes.
fragrances, they're going to have them in 1 or 2 of the fall fragrances. And they didn't mention it for like the Christmas ones, but it wouldn't surprise me if they come out with something, one of them at least in the Christmas,
Ooh,
whether
hopefully
it's
in that
like
woodsy
the
one we liked.
evergreen and icicles maybe, or, you know, one of the brick scents maybe, you know.
And
Oh,
they're
one
going
more
for the
thing I
same
wanted to
price.
share, and I promise we're gonna let you go to bed here soon, Carrie.
No, I have a question. I'm good.
One
Are
thing
you
I wanted to
kidding?
share too about that was really, really cool that they've done this year. And I've never seen them do it at SFR before, but I have been in focus groups where they did it before, was they had just numbered bars sitting on a table, and you smell them and you put a tick mark if you like it or not. Like, we were product testing scents that they might come out with. It was so cool. I've done it before. Yeah. That was when you were at your one workshop and we were like, oh, we already did this workshop. So we walked out and we walked up around there and we did the business thing and whatever.
When you ditched me.
Like, oh, sorry.
Just kidding.
Sorry. Don't worry. I'm sure you got a lot out of it. So you're thanking me now. But
I'm a big girl.
Yes, that was really cool. So that's something that you can like look forward to at some point, that, you know, maybe they'll do it again next year. It was really fun. Some of them I was like, oh my God, no. And then other ones I was like, ooh, this is good. I hope they come out with this one. So, and I won't remember it. You know, you won't remember what it was, you know, or
Right.
like you've smelled this before. You'll be like, oh my gosh, I feel like I've smelled this before, but it won't bring you back that far. But I just have to say, I'm super excited for the coming catalog. I'm super excited for everything they're bringing to us. I know they're trying their hardest, especially because with inflation, everything is insane right now. So a lot of it was just, you know, hang in there, positivity. We've had dips before. They're gonna happen again, you know, so just be prepared and remember that work you do today, you probably won't see progress on it until 3 months from now. So start now. Start really, you know, planting those seeds and, you know, working to get people on your team and sharing things. Don't share things too early, obviously, but
my
you know,
gosh, yes.
starting to, you know, plant the seeds so that way we're in July, 3 months from now is going to be September. Your September could be huge. If you start booking parties now, you start sharing your information now, so that way you are building up more people, booking more parties off the people you're having parties with, and then boom, your September is going to be huge.
I tell my people, if you host a party, I will gladly share the catalog with you. Bribery works, people. Don't
Mhm.
just give everybody everything, because then there's nothing to look forward to.
Exactly.
There's stuff coming out that I can't tell y'all because I did have to sign an NDA. You're going to lose your minds. That's all I'm going to say.
I already lost my mind about Wally and Eva and Hey, so
Bigger,
I'm dead as it is. So
bigger.
Oh, and we got to smell the iridescent scent with the Disney warmer. It's so good.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
getting to see the castle up close and
Got
that
to see
kind
the
of thing.
castle up close. It's so
Yeah, I did get screenshots because I've got customers that pre-ordered it. So I'm like, here's what it looks like in real life, right? So it's getting them more excited. But is
It
it my
does not
understanding-
disappoint. I promise you.
Oh, the girl I had over today was like, when can I get it? Can I get it now?
Mhm.
I'm like, no, you have to
October.
wait."
We think October.
That's where I've gotten my notes is October.
Mhm.
But is it my understanding the iridescent is coming out again when they bring the castle out?
It hasn't come out yet.
No,
That's
no, no.
when it comes out.
comes, but they're bringing it forward again. Is what
I
I
would
got.
assume they will.
Yeah.
Is all, I mean,
I mean,
they've done
I'd
it
assume
before.
that they would bring the brick. And right now they're warming that in all their resorts.
Oh,
So you can market that to people. Hey, have you stayed at a Disney hotel? Guess what? We have the scent of what it smells like. And we're the only ones who can sell it. They're not letting Disney sell it.
really?
The
Oh,
only way that you can buy it in the park, but that's
I don't
it.
think you can.
Somebody said that. We'll investigate and come back.
We'll have
But
to
I-
investigate, but I swore that they were going to make them go through us because, you know, we're the small business.
no,
people
I've
that are
gotten my
looking for
notes.
them.
You can get it at the resort.
Damn it.
yeah. And then she tell you we got lavender seeds from
Yes, I
the
got.
Epcot? It
I
was
put
very
on the
cool.
front of my book all your dang giveaways, and I'm like, "Grr."
I know. And
So
I feel bad
Carrie, you're
because-
going to be in Charlotte, right?
I don't know. I know I got a place if I stay in Michigan, so I'm just trying to make those connections further through the state.
You have connections right here. Talk to a bunch of your Canada people and get
I
an
know.
Airbnb done.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Right? You heard Allison, she wants to go. You heard Brandy say,
Brandy.
hey, that's not that far of a drive.
And
Get
I've
everybody
got
together,
one-
start planning. You get a hotel, you get a, you know, Airbnb with 2 beds to a room, and you know, it's
Yeah, there's a
doable.
girl
I'll
under
share
Brandy.
too. I'm gonna share something. I know I'm in your guys' group, and I
Yeah, you
shared
are.
something on my team
Little
page.
Miss
It's
Creepy Girl.
actual. I'm sorry.
I said little Miss Creepy Girl in the group. Once in a while there'll be a like, and I'm like, betcha she did that by mistake.
I'm a creeper base. I'm totally creeping on your group. No, so who was it? I forget who it was. Barb, I think. Barb Volkema on my team. She found this, and I think it was in the SFR page from this year, but it's a savings plan. So you can print this out, and for every week, you can choose how much you want to save. You want to save $20 and put it away. You want to save, $40 and put it away. So I'm going to put this on your guys' page along with the graphics. You could print them out and color in each one you save for. And at the end, wherever you put that money, guess what? You're going to have money. You're going to have $1,000 saved up for SFR.
1,000 US.
$1,000.
They've got to
$1,000
convert it
US.
to
Canada,
Canadian,
I don't know what that equates to
$2,000.
Canada. Sorry.
We
I
have to
don't
say
have the
like
brain for that
$2,000.
math.
There
But
were a lot of Canadian consultants there.
Was there? Because
Yes.
I'd be like trying to watch everybody, and
Yeah.
it was kind of disappointing that not everybody said where they were from, just to get an idea. And there was the odd one that would say Canada as they went across the stage.
Well, and they were wearing, so a lot of them wearing Canadian hats.
Yeah.
mhm.
So
Or like
there
the little
is-
like ears with like bobble, like
Yeah, they were
maple
cute.
leaves on the
But
top and stuff.
the distance from the camera to the stage at some points,
Was
or the
big,
feed
yeah.
would cut out, but the tech guys were right there and on it so
Good.
fast.
Yeah. Yeah. And I ran into 2 consultants from New Zealand that were there.
Oh, wow.
It was crazy. They were really nice.
Guam. Hello.
Yeah.
Yes.
Guam
Guam
was there too.
being
Guam. It
Mhm,
was, I think she said 16 hours in the air. She
mhm.
Oh,
flew
Lord.
to Hawaii, no, Japan, then Hawaii, then Los Angeles, then Utah. So if she can do it, and she was by herself, she was not with a group of people, she
Ooh.
was by herself.
Kudos.
So she's on our team.
Wow.
Yeah, she's under Katie.
Yeah. Pretty remarkable.
No, like just to go that distance to get there.
It's bananas.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I seen Molly go across the stage, but our feet had paused, so we got to see her bum.
Oh no. Was it
Yes,
worth
in
the
the box.
wait?
It was, because we were like, okay, who's going? Like, we got to have somebody, and they would show you the list of names. So I'm like picking out, excuse me, the people I know. And then that's when the feed would stop and you would just see her go across. And you're like, dang it.
Lay down.
Mhm.
I don't want to lay down.
Well, I've got 2 dogs on my bed.
Oh. Okay, one being in my bed's enough, and I have a king, and it's not big enough.
This is a king. This is a king.
Yeah, my husband's 6'5",
She's
so we have a
downstairs.
California king, and we don't let our dog sleep in the bed with us because no, he's too big. Yeah. All right. Well, I think we'll wrap it up here. Next week, if we wanted to do a call next week, we could. I wouldn't be able to do the week after that. I'll talk to Allison and Brandy because they both left. And I'm not sure what the topic will be, but
Next week is the week of the 4th. I don't know if that makes a difference. You
Oh,
might
yeah,
want to
we
wait
might
till the
not.
following.
yeah. So they might do it without me while I'm in Alaska.
You could go live while you're in Alaska.
Oh, I will.
Okay.
I'll be
You're
there
like
with
my-
her. We'll do it together.
I'm
Okay,
getting my
'cause I
PCR
think-
test tomorrow.
I am
and then
too.
I'm getting my because I had COVID a month ago, so I figured I'll just go get the PCR test and get the note from my doctor saying I'm completely recovered because I am, and be done with it. And then I won't have to
Kristen.
test right before I get on the ship, so we'll be good.
Did you do a live through where they had all the displays set up?
I did not.
Did Kristen? There
I
was
did
somebody
not.
did a live throughout the whole display area, and
I
couldn't
don't
remember.
like those people because I'm trying to just get pictures and someone's there talking and it really kind of drives me insane. I think it's, I just want to
Disrespectful?
get myself. So I've got tons of pictures. I mean, I had talked to Molly Marie about having a joint like photo drop. I think that would be super
Yeah, I'll
helpful.
totally do that. Well, let's do that on the Together We're Better page. Kat, you can drop your
Absolutely.
pictures too. On the tip, I'll create an album and then I'll let anyone contribute to it. So that
Perfect.
way everyone can add their own stuff because everyone got different pictures. And that way, you can borrow from there. And again, we all rise together. We all,
Yeah.
do
The
better.
real
And
I
photos
try
would
to
be
take
amazing.
pictures without me in it, which I love pictures, but if it has somebody else in it, I can't use their picture. So I tried to get as many as I could of the product itself. Tried to. Just
all right. Well, everyone, thank you for showing up. Sorry about the time confusion.
no worries.
Next time it'll be better time. So, all right. Have a great night.
All right. Bye, friends.
Bye.